Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is an entire Gucci collection video. I'm going to be sharing with you every single item from Gucci that I own. I've been meaning to do this video for a little while now, and I am thinking about parting ways with some of these items, so I thought I would do this video now before I did that, just in case any of you are interested in any of these pieces. I'm going to be giving a little review of each one and saying how I've been getting along with them and how much I like them. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's get started. Okay, so I'm going in order of my favorite right through to my least favorite, and my favorite is just such a no-brainer for me. It is the Gucci Marmont in the small size in the nude color. Ever since I got this has been a firm favorite, not just in terms of the Gucci items I own, but just in terms of my general handbags. I really love this bag so much. I've gotten so much use out of it. It's really a go-to for me when I don't know what else to carry or to bring with me. I use this a lot for traveling as well, and I think it's such a wonderful bag. I find it very comfortable to wear. It fits a decent amount. It goes with pretty much everything. I wear it all year round, you know, in winter, in the summer. Because it's such a neutral color, it seems to go with everything, and I can't say enough good things about it. In terms of wear and tear, it's done really well. I don't tend to wear this a lot crossbody just because I know that can make the top very pointy, so I tend to avoid wearing it too much crossbody, although I do sometimes. But in terms of the other wear and tear, the only thing I can really speak of is a little bit of wear on the flap right here, and that's about it. It's done really well apart from that. I find it to be very scratch proof, so it doesn't take a lot of maintenance at all. And yeah, I just love this bag. You can also get shapers. I don't actually have a shaper for mine. I might think about getting one, but to be honest, it's done really well in terms of shape, and I haven't babied this too much at all. As I mentioned, I take it traveling with me, and it kind of gets, you know, flung around. I pack it in suitcases. I do everything with it, and it's just done incredibly well. And I think it looks, you know, not quite good as new, but almost. So yeah, I absolutely love this. I really think it's been one of my best handbag purchases ever, just in terms of cost per wear and how much I love using it. And yeah, this is undoubtedly a favorite for me, and I would still recommend this to anyone looking at it because I just love it to bits. Next up is my Gucci card holder. I got this for Christmas and I've been obsessed with it pretty much ever since. I love it so much, and for me this just ticks so many boxes. I think it's absolutely adorable to look at. I love the color, I love the leather, the hardware, just everything about it aesthetically. But I also find it to be very functional, and I also think it's priced very well as well. Even though it's obviously still a luxury item and priced accordingly compared to what else is on the market, I think it's priced very fairly. I do think you get a fair amount for your money. It just opens up like so. You have card slots on either side, a little area for coins, and then also an area for notes as well. And for me, they really kind of cram the functionality of a much larger wallet into this dinky little card holder. Super cute. Obviously I haven't had it ages, so I can't speak too much wear and tear, but I've not had any issues so far. A few people have mentioned the button closure as being an issue, but I've not found that to be true myself. And overall, I just think it's such a great item. So would definitely recommend if you're looking for a small but functional card holder. I think this is so great. For third place, I have two items which I'm kind of putting in joint third because I couldn't decide which one I like better. But the first one is my Gucci Marmont belt. The second one is my Gucci Dionysus, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But I still love this belt a lot. I'm so happy I bought it. It was quite a splurge for me in terms of just the general item. I don't usually spend a lot on belts. This was the first high-end belt I'd ever bought. I think it was £320 when I bought it. Maybe it was 290. It was around the £300 mark. I'm not sure if the price has increased now or not, but it was a lot of money to spend on a belt. But I'm so happy that I did. I've gotten so much use out of it, and I just really enjoyed wearing it. I team it with everything from jeans and a t-shirt to dresses and skirts. I did put another hole in it just so I could wear it both ways, and I'm very glad I did because I feel like I've just gotten a lot more use out of it because of that. The wear and tear has been great. There's been no tarnishing on the buckle, and the leather just looks to be very, very sturdy. And yeah, I just love this belt, so I would still recommend this. I've had a great time wearing it, and I can't imagine I'm going to stop anytime soon. I just think it's such a gorgeous piece. And joint third is my Gucci Dionysus, just because I couldn't decide which one I liked more. This has been such a grower. When the Dionysus line first came out, I really wasn't too fussed about it at all. And then I tried one on quite a while later, completely fell in love with it. And when I bought it, I obviously liked it a lot, but I feel like I like it so much more now than I did even when I bought it. It really has been a grower. Every time I use it, I seem to like it a bit more. and I just think it's a great bag. So I'm a huge fan of this. I love, love, love the chain length. I tend to wear it just kind of on the single length, and for me this is comparable to my Chanel Jumbo, which is difficult to really explain why, because I know they don't look the same, but in terms of the slightly larger flat bag which has a longer drop, really it's only my Chanel Jumbo that has that kind of style, and this is just how I like to wear them. I think that the height that it sits at is, I don't know, I just like the way it looks more. I'm not a huge fan of kind of doubling up and then wearing it quite high, so I like the fact that these drop down a lot more. I do find it comfortable to wear. I know lots of people say it's a heavy bag, and it's definitely not light, but I've not found it to be an issue. I love the look of it. I find it to go with pretty much everything I team it with. I guess because the monogram canvas is a bit of a neutral. I think that the kind of clasp and the hardware is so cool looking, just a very distinctive bag. The only thing I'd say is that on the inside it is all suede, so I would say that it does tend to mark a bit more than another material would, and then the compartments mean that it can't fit a ton in it. So I wish probably that they wouldn't have the middle compartment, because I do feel like that would free up the space a bit more, but that is really my only bugbear. I love it apart from that, and I just think it's such a great bag. So I do think that these will be around for a little while longer yet. I really love mine, and yeah, I would definitely recommend. Next up is my wallet on a chain. This is the newest addition to my collection, and I've got to say, in the short time that I've had it, I've completely fallen in love with it. It's such a great little bag, and it really is dual purpose. It works very nicely as an elegant evening bag, but I also think it works really well as an adorable crossbody for day as well. So it's really great. I obviously love the combination. It's the same as my card holder, so just the pale pink pebbled leather with gold hardware. It opens up with a button closure, and what I really love is the mirror on the inside. So useful, and such a clever design feature from Gucci. You do have the chain strap, which is very easily not adjustable, but you basically take it on and off very easily. And then on the inside you have a decent amount of space, and you also have an area for your notes or kind of any piece of paper, some card slots, a zippered pocket, and then also a front pocket as well. So it's very functional. It's a tiny bit bigger than the Chanel wallet on a chain as well. It's also much cheaper as well. It's quite unusual to find a wallet on a chain from a luxury brand which is under £1,000 now, and this one is under £1,000. I don't want to say the price because I'm probably going to get it wrong, but I think it's around about the £700 mark, so definitely much more cost effective than Chanel. I do think it's really beautiful, so very happy with this so far. I think it's such a gorgeous wallet on a chain. Next up is my other Marmont bag. This is actually the very first one that I got, and what kind of kick-started my whole obsession with the line. I do still really like this, but I've got to say, ever since I got my Nude one, I use this a lot less, just because I do find it to be a little bit less versatile than my Nude one. My Nude Marmont bag really goes with anything, you know, I will wear it every single season, whereas this is really only more suitable with darker coloured outfits. So because of that, I don't get as much use out of this. It still looks fantastic though. I did use it a lot to begin with before I got my Nude one, and despite that, it looks really great. It looks better than my Nude one, obviously, because I have used it a bit less, but the leather is still really puffy. It looks really shiny still. There is no wear and tear on this on the flap, and I think it's just done really well. So I do still like this. I'm debating whether to keep hold of it though, just because it doesn't get nearly as much use as my Nude one, but if you are more into black bags and you were deciding between the two, there is nothing wrong with this at all. It's done really well. I do still really like it. I just think it's a really great bag. Very functional, very cute, goes with a lot of outfits, and yeah, I just love this line a lot. Next up is my Gucci Soho Disco. This is the oldest Gucci bag in my collection. It's the very first Gucci bag I ever bought, and this has definitely been well loved. I used this a ton when I first got it. It was my go-to travel bag, and I still only have really good things to say about it. It's a great option if you do want a casual daily crossbody. It's very light and very comfortable to wear. I always get asked about the colour, so the one I have it in is in pink. I don't know any other kind of official name other than pink, but unfortunately this isn't a permanent colour. They do seem to bring this back every now and then, but I haven't seen it for the past couple of years, and at the moment I think the nearest they have is like, I think it's called rose beige or something like that, but it's not nearly as pink as this, unfortunately. But the other colours are beautiful too. I think they do red, black and the rose beige as their kind of permanent colours. I haven't really seen them release any seasonal colours recently, I guess because they're focusing now on the Marmont line and the Dionysus as well as all their other bags, but I still do think this is a great option. I haven't been using it very much recently just because I do have so many other bags now as well. I will say I don't think that the shape has held up quite as well as it could have, but it is a very soft leather, and so with that you kind of get the whole structural issue that has caved in a little bit here. I keep it stuffed, so it does keep its shape a lot better, but apart from the shape issue, it's done pretty well in terms of leather wear and tear. It is more of a pebbled leather, so it does seem to fare better as a result of that. You do have the adjustable strap as well, and this is super roomy, so you can actually fit a ton inside, which is one of the main reasons why I think it's such a great travel bag, because not only is it very comfortable to wear and quite durable, but you can fit so much. So I would still definitely recommend this if you are looking for this kind of bag as a camera bag. It is fantastic, but it's just not one that I reach for myself a lot. And finally, down to my last 3 items, and these are all kind of tied in last place. I'm not going to kind of pick my least favorite out of them because I don't get a lot of use out of any of them, and I don't think kind of one is worse or better than the other. So the only bag included in this little trio is my Velvet Mini, and there's nothing particularly wrong with this, I just haven't gotten a lot of use out of it. I did a comparison between this one and my Saint Laurent velvet bags. I do think that the velvet quality on the Gucci is worse than the Saint Laurent velvet quality, which I found to be very plush and just a lot nicer. And I would say kind of wear and tear, but I haven't used this bag enough to have proper wear and tear. But the bag was like this when I got it, so it just looks a little bit bare in places. So I see it on the kind of edge of the flap and then on the bottom as well. And this is the kind of wear and tear I would expect to see after kind of many times, but again, it was really like this when I bought it, which again, I just don't think it speaks to great quality. It hasn't gotten any worse, so I suppose that's a good thing, but I do think that the quality on this could be a bit better, whereas I've not had any issues with the leather styles. I do wish I'd gotten this in a different colour, so if I was going to do it again, I'd probably get it in the blue. I think that the blue is absolutely beautiful, but I went very safe and went for the black, and yeah, between my black leather version, which doesn't get a lot of use now anyway, and also my black Saint Laurent Sunset bag, this really doesn't get a look in, so I think I am going to let go of this one. Nothing particularly wrong with it apart from that. I do think its structure holds a lot better than the small size in the leather, so it just seems kind of a lot more round on the top, and it is a very cute bag, but yeah, just not one that I particularly reach for anymore. Next up are my Gucci sneakers, and I got these about a year ago just before I went to the US, and during my time in the US I wore these so much. They were my go-to shoes. I absolutely love them, but then since then I really haven't touched them at all, and I think, to be honest, it's more to do with the fact that I'm not much of a sneaker girl and I just haven't reached for them as a result. So nothing really wrong with the shoes. I do find them to be very comfortable. I love the look of them. I think they're really cool looking. These are the ones with the little bee emblem, but yeah, just not something that I particularly reach for. If I do reach for sneakers now, if I'm running errands, I'll just go for my APL ones. And yeah, this was just an ill-advised buy. I thought I would get a lot more wear out of them than I have. I guess I should have known. I'm not much of a sneaker girl, but I thought with the amount that I like the style, that would kind of overcome it, but it really hasn't been the case. So nothing really wrong with the style. If you do wear sneakers a lot, then I do recommend these. I think they're great. They look really chic and are very comfortable, but yeah, just not really for me. And then finally, the last item in my collection, which unfortunately hasn't worked out that well, is my Gucci belt in the brown. I mentioned this in my recent hits and misses video, and this was definitely a miss. I mentioned before how much I love my black Marmont belt, and I thought that because I love that so much, I would get just as much use out of the brown one, and that really hasn't been the case at all. So I really haven't worn this at all. I wish I had, and it was just such an ill-advised purchase on my part. I should have just stuck with the black one, but I didn't. I think it might even have been better if I'd gotten it in the thinner style, but yeah, I really haven't reached this at all, so I can't say anything bad about the style. I obviously like it in black, or kind of wear and tear or anything like that. It's just the colour combination, and I guess it just wasn't necessary for me to have two of them, so sadly another item that hasn't worked out. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions for me, then leave them down below, but I will try and find links for everything here and list them in the description section. If you enjoyed the video, please do give us a thumbs up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.